Hello everybody, this is John. Welcome back to the Loungers Podcast, where we're all locking arms together to try to create a better future for tomorrow. Be sure after you listen to the podcast to follow us on Twitter at Lounge with John. Also be sure to hit the follow button if you're listening to this podcast on Spreaker. Otherwise, if you're listening to this through YouTube, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Loungers Podcast. Glad to be here with all you wonderful, wonderful people. And I hope that wherever you are doing well, keeping a smile on your face. And obviously, if it's cold, staying inside where it's nice and warm. Maybe you're gathered around the fire. Or, well, I guess, wood stoves aren't as popular as they used to be when I was younger. But I sure do remember that specific smell that it put off every winter. The smell of fresh wood being burned in a wood stove. My goodness. Talk about how time just flies by, right? And that's what we're going to talk about on this podcast today. Is how time just keeps on ticking. And it doesn't wait for us to go back and fix things. It doesn't wait for us to, make choices. Time continues on. No matter the choices that we make, time never stops. I always wondered, what would people do? What would you do if time would stop? What would you do differently? I want you to think about that for a minute. What would you do differently if time would stop and wait for you? You got one chance, just like making a wish. What would it be? I want you to think about that for a second. Do you know what I would do? Nothing. I wouldn't do anything. Maybe stop and think about all the things that I've been through. And the reason for that is because we all go through things in life. And it teaches us something. We learn something from it. So let me ask you, have you learned from it? And if you have, what did you learn? And that brings me to saying this. It's never too late for you to make changes in your life. Some of us will go and maybe halfway through our life we'll turn things around and start doing the things we wanted to do. Or maybe when we're 18 or 19 or 20. Or even for those of you that are 14, 15, 16, things aren't going the way you want, and you decide to change that. It is never too late, my friends, to change the things that go on in your life. Better said, it's never too late for you to change what happens in your life. We can't change everything that goes on around us. We can only change what we do, how we react, and how we reflect from things. So think about it. And maybe for once, maybe one of you out there listening, maybe all of you, I don't know. But maybe there's anger built inside. And you're mad at people, or you're mad at this person or that person. Maybe it's time to let that go. And move on and take care of you. Do what makes you happy. If we sit around and we look at how angry we are because we did this or did that, or we didn't make the right choice, all that time that we're sitting around doing that, the clock is ticking. It's a waste of time. So you're not the waste of space. The The waste is the time that you waste being mad or not doing something about things in your life that you want to change. And I hope this is one of them podcasts that will get people's attention, that will say, you know what? He's right. I do need to do this or do that. I'm not saying you're not, perfect. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that anything's wrong. Because maybe you're where you want to be. I know I am. Today I am. Because I changed the way I do things. I changed my method of goal setting. I changed the way I go about planning. I changed the way that I look at things. I changed the way that I go about when I listen to people. I changed a lot of things. But it really wasn't that difficult. It just took me to believe. And before I go, and this is a short podcast and I apologize, but before I go, I want to know, do you believe? Are you ready to make them changes and make your life the way you wanted it to be? Because I believe in you. I believe that you can be very successful with your life. I believe that every one of you, every single person listening right now, even if I've never met you, I believe that you're a good person. And I believe that if you have dreams, you need to go for it. Don't sit around and wait. Because time doesn't wait on us, guys. And I do a lot of these different podcasts for just trying to inspire people and motivate people. And out of nowhere, I just felt like doing this one. I thought, I want to deliver a message today. And I believe from now on, every day I'm going to do a podcast delivering a message to you guys to hope that it helps you. I also want to encourage you. You'll know about it when I publish the first podcast about it, and it's got to do with the business side of things that I've been working on very hard. There is an entire section that is just about wealth and well-being and inspiration and motivation and all that stuff. So hopefully that'll be something that will get your attention, and maybe you'll even become a part of that. I don't know. That's up to you. Just like with anything else that I talk about, at the end of the podcast, it's left up to you if you're going to make changes in your life, or if you're going to change something about the way you do things or the way you look at things. That's up to you. But I will let you guys know as soon as I publish it. You're going to know about it. And I think I put out a couple tweets already. I've got a program I use that puts out tweets for me automatically. But anyways, and if you can, please continue to give me feedback on these different podcasts that I do for, motivation and all that good stuff. So just kind of keep that coming. I'm seeing some of you start to leave feedback on that, and it really does help me. It pushes me to do even more, believe it or not. Not that I would stop, but when you see people react in a positive way and you hear people, it does make a difference. So I hope everybody's doing good, and we will talk to you again tomorrow when I deliver my next message to all of you wonderful people. I'll talk to you soon.